Sakana Fugu Ultra is exploding on X right now. Some people say it performs at frontier AI levels. Others say it's just expensive hype. But after looking at the viral tests, the benchmarks, and the real world results, does Sakana Fugu actually beat Claude or not? Let's find out. So the first test was the Crossy Road game, and the prompt was to build a high quality single HTML file game inspired by Crossy Road using 3.js. Now, this test, what happened is that it compared Sakana Fugu Ultra against Claude Opus 4.8 Ultra code. About Sakana Fugu Ultra, it had around 89,000 tokens. It cost around $7 and it completed in approximately 22 minutes. Now, the problems that arise were turning controls were kinda inverted, camera movement was unstable, and no sound effects, and gameplay wasn't exactly like the Crossy Road. For Claude Opus 4.8 Ultra code, it had around 940,000 tokens. The cost was nearly $38 and it took around 79 minutes. The problem was it got stuck in retry loops, restart bugs, and character positioning issues. Now, the creator of this test said something interesting. In terms of design, polish, and the final experience, Claude won. But in terms of speed and efficiency, Sakana Fugu Ultra won. So already there wasn't a clear winner. Test number 2, the Rube Goldberg machine. The next test was kinda much harder. It was to create a realistic chain reaction machine, including gravity, dominoes, momentum transfer, springs, levers, pulleys, pendulums, energy conservation, and the important rule was no fake animation. So everything should interact physically. So Sakana Fugu Ultra, it produced a full simulation in which the objects moved, dominoes fell, the mechanisms triggered each other, and the overall presentation was impressive. But physical realism was debated. Some viewers thought the interactions looked believable, others felt part of the physics looked artificial, so the test showed something important. Fugu Ultra is ambitious, but realism is still a difficult challenge for every AI system. Test number 3 was live trading desk. Now then came one of the most shared coding comparisons. The task was to build a complete trader desk with front end, back end, real-time market data, dark UI, 8 symbols, multiple panels, professional design. Results was Fugu Ultra was 22,225 tokens and it was around 51 cents. And Claude Opus 4.8 was 15,802 tokens and the cost was 0.31 cents. Not dollars, I mean cents, yeah, 31 cents. So GPT 5.5 was 11,474 tokens, around 26 cents. GLM 5.2 was 13,677 tokens and it was around only 3 cents. So the creator said Fugu Ultra, it produced the most polished interface. GLM 5.2 was extremely close but much cheaper. And Claude and GPT also delivered these strong results. So this wasn't domination, it was competition. Test number 4 was marble physics game. So let's look at a negative test. Now, one creator tested Sakana Fugu Ultra on a marble puzzle simulation, and honestly, they were disappointed. The complaints were the marble physics didn't feel realistic, the wooden texture looked low quality, and the maze design wasn't convincing. And overall, the result lacked the polish expected from a frontier AI system. Even more surprising, the creator said the test cost was around $20, which made it more expensive than GLM 5.2 for that task. So not every experience with Fugu Ultra has been positive. So once again, Welcome back to the AI News, and today we're talking about one of the most talked about AI systems on X, Sakana Fugu Ultra, an AI that isn't actually one model but many models working together. And that idea alone makes it incredibly interesting. So let's start. What is Sakana Fugu? So unlike GPT, unlike Claude, unlike most AI system, it's a multi-agent AI system. Now, instead of one model doing everything, multiple AI agents collaborate. One reasons, one codes, one verifies, one critiques, and one improves the final result. Everything happens behind one API, which means users interact with one AI, but internally, many AIs are collaborating. This approach is based on Sakana's research systems, Trinity, and the conductor. Now, the goal is instead of endlessly scaling one joint model, create intelligence through collaboration. And honestly, that's one of the most fascinating ideas in AI right now. And here you can start using Sakana Fugo. It's a multi-agent system delivered as one model. And here, there the LLM pool. It has one API to access all in an optimized way. It is also offering superior performance on complex tasks like it's built for coding, reasoning, and other quality critical workflows. And Fugo also coordinates the expert agents to tackle complex tasks with stronger, more reliable results. And it also provides flexibility in agent selection. Now, it controls which agent can participate in the Fugo's model pool, and it's opt out of specific providers or models to meet data, privacy, compliance, or organizational requirements. And scrolling down here, it's the research driven coordination for multi agent intelligence. Now, Sakana Fugu is actually grounded in two ICLR 2026 papers on learned model orchestration, Trinity, and the conductor. Together, they show how systems can learn to assemble, route, and coordinate expert agents for each task instead of relying on hand designed workflows. And for a deeper look at the ideas behind the systems, you can explore their technical report. And here's the link if you want to learn more about it, as this is the paper for Trinity, and also learning to orchestrate agents in natural language with the conductor. And you can also unlock the multi-agent intelligence through an API because there's Fugo and Fugo Ultra. So here Fuga actually balances the strong performance with low latency, making it the ideal default for everyday work. Like it's dropped into tools like Codex for coding and code review, or power responsive chatbot services, all behind a single endpoint. You can also opt specific agents out of its pool to meet data, privacy, and compliance constraints. Regarding Fugo Ultra, it has a deeper pool of expert agents to maximize the answer quality on hard, high stakes problems. Now, early users they rely on it for Kaggle competitions, paper reproduction, cybersecurity analysis, and literature and patent investigations. Now, the quantitative results of Fugo, you can see the Fugo models. So, according to Sakana AI, the SWE Bench Pro is 73.7. And if you see for the Terminal Bench 2.1, it's 82.1. For Live Code Bench, it's 93.2. For Live Code Bench Pro, it's actually 90.8. And also for Humanities Last Exam, it's 50. And GPQA Diamond, it's 95.5. And for Charziv Reasoning, it's 86.6. Long Context Reasoning is 73.3. And also MRCRV2, the version 2 of it, 93.6. Now, these are impressive scores, and it also places Fugo Ultra among the strongest AI systems publicly available. And if we compare it with the other models, so it's beating in most of the benchmarks, like most of it, it's beating. Just in Humanities Last Exam, it's a little bit less than Claude. And scrolling down here, you can see also here also the scores are given and the highest scores are kind of underlined. So these are the highest scores, and in which Fugo and the Fugo Ultra, you can see the scores of it. So here in most of them, Fugo Ultra has won and Opus has lost, like the Claude has lost in most of them. So if we scroll down here, and also the qualitative results, here these examples actually compare the Sakana Fugu models with 3 frontier baselines, Gemini 3.1 Pro, Opus 4.8, and GPT 5.5. And to keep the focus on behavior rather than brand by brand attribution, the baselines are anonymized as Model A, Model B, and Model C in each description. And scrolling down here, what do the users think about Sakana Fugu? So they say that for coding and code review, Fugu Ultra is better than GPT 5.5. It gives comprehensive answers and finds the bugs others miss. For research and autonomy, you can say like across the 20 papers and several patents, normally 3 to 4 days of work is done. Like normally it takes like 3 to 4 days. But with Fugo, the full analysis was done in a few hours. And also orchestration. For Fuga, it shows the strong persona stability across long sessions. Also in paper reproduction, you can say it just works for nearly 4 hours. Like Sakana Fugo worked autonomously for nearly 4 hours, reading the paper, implementing, training, evaluating, and also analyzing the gaps. In security assessment, you can say it drove a full security assessment end to end. It checked out, it did the authentication review, and also cleaned a report with evidence and retest steps. For the pricing plan, you can see like the pricing plan, there's a fixed pricing. For the input, it's $5. For output, it's $30. And cached input is $0.50, means like 50 cents. And the subscription plan also, you have the subscription plan also if you want to use this model. Like every tire includes both Fugu and Fugu Ultra. For the standard, it's $20 per month. It's for its lightweight daily usage. For Pro, it's $100 per month, and it's 10 times more than the standard usage. And for Max, it's $200 per month, and it's for heavy, long-running workloads. So does it really beat Claude? So this is the biggest question, and honestly, I don't think the answer is simply yes or no. In most of the benchmarks, if you see the results, it looks like Sakana Fuga Ultra is better than Claude. But sometimes, at some points, Claude Opus does appear more polished, more stable, more reliable, and more consistent. So meanwhile, Fugo Ultra is innovative, it's efficient, it's fast, and also capable. So based off the public evidence right now, not conclusively, but is it just hype? Definitely not. Because even if it doesn't replace Claude, it may represent something bigger. A future where intelligence doesn't come from one giant AI, but from many AI systems working together. And maybe that's the real story behind Sakana Fugo Ultra. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much.